Hello, people. It's Irene Ratliff. You know, I do a little morning walk, or I go and get a cup of coffee or a little sandwich or something. I guess it's just my way of getting up in the morning and getting involved with the community, more or less. Um, yeah, there's more than one place. I will have my morning walk, whatever. But anyway, I was walking down the road and I saw a bottle. It's like my lipstick. Okay. And when I saw this bottle, I was just like, okay. No, no, seriously. I went to a community meeting that was focused on, um, a community meeting was focused on smoke shops, not cigarettes. Okay. But the conversation kind of focused on not the cigarette shops. Okay. These were smoke shops that have been approved. Um, that have been approved for marijuana. Okay, so California, there are a few. I'm sorry, I'm reading a sign. I don't know if anybody else see it, but the thing is that there was a time, the liquor stores was a big conversation. Not only the liquor stores, but it was also like, okay, well, listen, you come into the neighborhoods, you see liquor stores and churches on almost every corner. Well, you'll see these different smoke shops. There are different places. They come with the big plus sign. That green carpet. We ain't gonna go there, Hollywood. But as I was walking down the road, like I said, sometimes I be out there, and I ain't gonna flip to you. Just talk a little bit about me. I have a donut. I need to work on it. This is my bag of candy for trick or treat. But anyway, this candy and that other candy that I thought I saw in that bottle was a whole nother thing. Now it wasn't so much that it was stuff, it was empty bottle. So I know that when we had Nancy Reagan say no to drugs, that the biggest problem was heroin, PCP. I mean, it was a whole lot of stuff going on. Okay. And I wanted to participate with I mean, it was a big discussion about opioids, and they wanted to have the conversation also where it was dealing with immigration. So when I started to research some of the information, or search on the web, I realized that the opioids were talking about over the counter, and I was like, well, if we're going to do a lot of that, it will probably be focused, let's say, on NAFTA. Now we're talking about Canada and Mexico. So these are like the main borders. But in Canada and Mexico, medicine is really inexpensive. So I was like, if we're talking about immigration, it would be probably, and a lot of our pharmaceuticals come from Europe. Okay. They come out of, don't give me the fib, but I want to say France and Australia and them kind of places like that. A lot of heavy research in regards to different herbs and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. I really didn't take on the study because I was like, well, you know what? Us having a group of people who are just ready to have that kind, I'm talking about now groups of people where my efforts is BBND and to talk about different communications and stuff like that. Well, I was in another place in Georgia, and they weren't ready. That means what I meant by that is that it was an interest, but it wasn't a direct interest for SMC. You understand where I'm coming from? It could have been an interest as a study group and application. You understand? But the thing is that et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, let's get back to these to this bottle. It become a concern because then I'm like, well, one moment. The thought is, if they're using marijuana leaf, now marijuana all by itself, the leaf, it won't get you high, honey. People say, oh, well, the natural herbs. No, before people actually start getting to it, I mean, it's just an herb. It's not. How you gonna? No, you're not gonna get a high off of a marijuana leaf, okay? You gonna get high after they spray all that stuff on it, and then it sits for a while, and you get the little sticky icky. You get leaves. I mean, I've seen some good brands. You understand? I mean, like literally. You know, but there's different things that are mixed in with marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Some people get relaxed and everything, but the concern is knowing the flexibility of the marijuana leaf and seeing that little bottle like that. Do you think that maybe that study, because it's an over the counter, talking about over the counter drugs, could be mixed in with PCP, heroin, and all the other kind of stuff? And yet these studies are going on not only for the smoke shops, but who's investigating the quality, or here it is, the marijuana or the dip of the marijuana leaf? Now, I had a young man. He said, "Well, Irene, we want to have a discussion about protecting the smoke shops." Or I said, "Well, there's a whole lot of stuff tied into even that young man. It reminds me of that thing where our communities were infested with all kind of drugs and alcoholics and all kind of stuff. Okay." And I just said, "Well, if we're gonna do that, then it became a whole nother thought about territory and where all these different smoke shops are and blase, and why would the police officers be going over there searching them and all that other kind of stuff." I said, "I ain't gonna fib to you. We were at a war or a conversation. And when I say war, I mean there was community, there was churches, there was organizations, there was government who were at an argument or even at a displease about what was going on in our communities. I mean, people got so strung out on crack, okay? And where people, their properties, oh Lord, I mean, just a lot, their jobs, their family. I mean, we can go up and down a checklist, broken homes, all kinds of stuff, meaning the relationship and stuff like that. Those leaves are flexible, meaning that it could be dipped in crack cocaine and marijuana, more or less. Why the hell am I seeing that bottle? It becomes a concern now because the thing is while we were doing that opioid study, do you think that maybe perhaps they were looking at opportunities to say we can dip these different drugs and then yeah we could get people to smoke them, the sticky icky? Now, we had names like Hawaiian, then we had that, and then that come from all these different other countries. People saying, well, listen, the herb, honey, I'm going to let you know right now. You can call any of them. Honey, you see in here it is, the marijuana plants and stuff like that. And even if we were looking at, let's say, the high mountains where some of them are grown, or even some of the fields, they would need to be cared for. And it is a government thing. That's big stuff for the military. Why? Because the thing is that the military, or even those people who participate in pharmaceuticals, they on a lookout. Now, what do you say to a group of people who are already addicted on drugs? Hey, I told you it ain't about, here it is, the Coca-Cola. Oh, I'm sorry, Shasta Cola. Or here it is, the candy. You're right. Oh, well, one moment. Here it is, my biscuit. Yes, I think that while we having a concern of the conversations, the talk about smoke shops, we need to make sure that it's not being dipped. Crack cocaine or crack became popular drug that you could just make at home with baking soda. I mean, we had a big study. When I say that it came from all the way from the top to here it is trickled down to some organizations on opioids. Then they said they wanted to have a special on immigration, but there was immigration talking about security. Like I said, in regards to NAFTA, the two main places that actually, and we're in the middle of the United States of America with Canada and Mexico, and you can buy pharmaceuticals, and we all know this. If we're looking over there at New England, honey, it's just a waterways away to Europe. As a matter of fact, you could just cross over the border from Washington State, and here it is, New York or Maine to Canada. Matter of fact, no, we have all the northern part of the United States. You can just cross on over, you understand? Oh, all right, people. Just peace out. Just share my thoughts. Yes, I think that maybe perhaps, we could look at the smoke shops and all that and other kind of stuff, and we could sit there and talk about the marijuana. We could talk about the different colors. We could talk about the kush and all that other kind of stuff. But we want to make sure that it's just regular smoke, I guess. Matter of fact, I was riding on a bus, right? And this man, well, this bag was bigger than that. It was like one of them 8 by 10 bags. And he had it filled up and he was just playing inside of it, just, playing inside. I said, well, benefit of the doubt. I said, he said, you want some? I said, want some of what? Now, this was some old bag of herb. I mean, it was, like I said, it was just, matter of fact, it looked like stress. But then I'm like, we gotta give credit to stress. It didn't look like that. I mean, I'm sorry, not like that, you know. But I was just like, okay, and I just said, well, maybe this is it rosemary. It didn't look like grass leaves or nothing. Like regular grass. It could have been now regular grass marijuana. Um, but he was just playing in it, and I don't know what he just had it spilling all over his stuff. I was like, well, if it was that kind of important weed, he wouldn't have been doing all of that. Food for thought, people. You know what I'm saying? We talking about gray leaves, and here it is with that stuff being dipped with. Okay, it's a flexible weed. We need to be concerned about those opioids and people on the top, and yet here looking at our community and our environments and our world to say, are we a test market on marijuana with all the other substances that are available? That's called drugs. All right, people, peace out. FYI.